Hi, my name is Lisa Harshberger, and I have an issue. About March 27th, I contacted Bambu Labs about my printer. The bearing had come out of the left lead screw, and the printer was failing like every print. It didn't matter if I cleaned the bed or whatever, and I went down and I realized that the bearing was out. So I contacted them and they said, we'll get you a new bearing, trim the bed. I'm like, how do you do that? And they sent me the wiki, so I did it. And it worked for a little bit, but the bearing was out and the lead screw is loose. Now, keep in mind that the bearing needs to be there because that just leaves that top bearing, that top part of the lead screw moving around. So, after quite a while of trying to figure this out, and keep in mind their customer service is slow. I mean, I know that they're in China and we're here, but it was slow. So I took eventually on a forum somebody said, check underneath the printer. So I tipped it over, and yes, the lead screw was coming right out of the wheel for the belt. So I had to take it out, put it back in, set the thing, the grub screw back in. Got that back in, went back, they sent me a video of how to get the bearing back in. Now, before this happened, I did get a message, and it said the bearing had no issue. It was only in there for shipping. Martin. I'm going to put an image of that one up, don't worry. So, I got it. It was, all right, bearings in. That was fixed. I homed the computer. Now they're saying there's a warp in the bed. So I messaged and they say there's a warp on the left side of the bed, which happens to be the same place as where the bearing had popped out of the lead screw. So I followed those instructions. Still nothing. So they're like, well, we're going to send you a new bed and a new AC unit because it's probably a different one. Because keep in mind, I'm a Kickstarter backer, number 849, I believe. And when I got that, so they sent me a bed, an AC unit, and I took apart the printer, including on the right side, which said, take all the screws out, and then you should just be able to push up the right side. No, you can't. I actually ruined something trying to get it off because there's two tabs that were like soldered into the frame. I wasn't the only one that had this problem. Another YouTuber had the same issue. When he had to take the right side off, he said it was a pain, that it was stuck, and he ended up having to do something to break these tabs. So, got it off, changed the bed, really cleaned out the machine at that point in time, and got it all back together. Started it. They, this time, not only a problem leveling the bed or homing it, but now the bed wasn't heating. So I contacted them again. They're like, oh, it's probably the main control board. We'll send you a new main control board. And I'm at this point in time like, can we just swap it out, right? No, we'll give you a $50 gift card and send you. So they sent me not only a main control board, but they sent me another bed and another AC board that I didn't need because I just replaced it. So I replaced the main control board. And then, now this next part, when I was getting the cable out of the main control board, it just broke. It just ripped the entire cable. So I did have to have them send me a new cable. I could have made another one, but that would have been a pain. So they sent me a new cable. I got that in there. Okay, so now the bed is heating up. Still will not home. Now, we're into July now. It started on March 27th. So now we're into July. I'm like, what now? They're like, well, you don't have you need the original box. Send us $35, we'll send you a box. Now, the fact that they sent me $400 worth of crap already, and now just won't send a box, I'm like, no, I'll pack it up. They're like, well, take pictures, and if it's approved, we'll send you a return label. Now, meanwhile, a friend of mine actually knew somebody at Bambu and emailed, gave them my serial number. They looked into it. They said, look, we're going to recall that printer and send a new one. Okay, fine. I packed the hell out of that thing. I put foam inside, outside, the covers, I'm putting pictures here. The cardboard covers, there were foam on all four sides. They get it, and it gets sent and delivered to an empty office in Texas. How do I know this? Because somebody contacted me on Friday, because he has been trying since July to set up a business account so he could buy a lot of printers. And finally, since he was in Austin, I'll go to the office. Went to the office at 11 o'clock in the morning. His name is Brad Self. I did ask. He said he didn't mind if I told him, used his name. He went to the office, found my box sitting in front of the door. Thought that was weird. Nobody in the office. Went, figuring it was like lunchtime. He left, came back, box is still there. Nobody in the office. So he graciously, I am so grateful, found an empty office in this industrial park that's open to the public. Let's just keep that in mind. And he went, and this office said, hey, we'll keep it so it can be secured, because it wasn't. It was a $1,200 printer sitting in an open hallway that anybody could have taken. He made a post about it on the official Bambu page on Facebook. People are such trolls. But he gets a message from the guy who works at the office and says, hey, what's going on? I'm out of town. They were supposed to hold everything from UPS. We don't know if that's true or not. We don't know if UPS screwed up or if they never placed a hold. But say they did place a hold and it's UPS's fault. Fine, it's UPS. UPS left it there. What set me off today was getting the email going, we told you there would be delays. Delays does not mean the package would be left unsecured for 3 days until another customer who is having issues contacting you finds it and sends it to another place. No, that's not it. That's unacceptable. That's not delays. That's incompetence on someone's part. And even if it's not yours, just say, hey, we're sorry that happened. We'll try to make sure that it never happens to anybody else. I would have been fine. I would have been like, okay, I understand. Great. Telling me I told you there would be delays. And then I get an email saying that there's damage. The damage they're showing me is exactly how it was sent, because having to rip the tabs off in order to get the right side off. The PTF2 FE tube I got from them, but they're saying that it's not the right one. And the one bit of damage that I did see was really weird because the foam that was underneath the printer was gone. Now, I sent photos of this printer all packed up. Before it was in the box, after it was in the box, I took photos. They approved and said that was safely packed. Now they're saying it wasn't safely packed, and since I didn't use their box, then they'll see if they can fix it, but they're not going to replace it. Keep in mind, I still have the emails that say they were supposed to recall it and just send me another one. No, now this is all my fault, so they're going to try to fix it and then send it back to me. I'm pissed. So I'm making this video to warn people about the customer service of Bambu Labs. 1, although, yes, they sent me things to try to fix it, they kept pushing and saying, no, it's not our fault. Meanwhile, I'm seeing all these other people on YouTube who had their Kickstarter models sent back and replaced. There's somebody else that I'm on a Discord with, had the same issues with working with them. They finally said, okay, he packed up the box. They're like, no, you need to buy the box. They charged him $75 for a box, not $35. So he got the box and put it in their box and sent it, and they sent him a new printer. Me? They approved. They approved it. It was fine. It would be safe. I didn't know it was supposed to be held by UPS, but it was left unsecured. What the hell? I don't know. I don't get it. Now, because I didn't use their box, they're not going to replace it. To be honest, I don't want another X1C. I just don't. There's too many problems with them. The P1Ps and the P1Ss apparently work better because that stupid LiDAR, you can't even use it. So, here's my biggest gripe. Just be nice. Don't treat me like I'm an idiot. And when you sit there and say, well, you didn't maintain it right, what was I supposed to use degreaser on the leaf screws before putting more grease on them? I wiped everything down. Yeah, there were still some, these things get really messy, so I cleaned it out, but apparently to them I did not clean it well enough, even though I followed their instructions. Yeah, we know. There's Grant from 3D Musketeers. He was getting the runaround too. Why haven't... It's now August. I had an opportunity to print things to sell. Couldn't do that because I didn't have a working printer. This was the first machine I could print ABS really well with. This machine, when it worked, it was great. I used it a lot. But once it died, I couldn't get it to work. So, why am I making this video? Because at this point in time, even if these machines are good, I can't recommend them because of the customer service. I can't recommend a place that sends me pictures of things that they already knew about because I had told them. And then say it's all my fault. I knew they were going to tell me it was all my fault. I knew before I packed it up they were going to tell me it was all my fault. Even if it was in their box, they were going to tell me it was all my fault. Why? Because I got a lemon and they don't care. I posted on Facebook, and I'm going to show the post here too. The post on Facebook got pulled and said, I work for Bambu Labs, and this is only partially true. So I made another post and said, okay, tell me what isn't true. Asking every question from that my machine hasn't been working since March. I can get the messages out. Yeah, some of them I am nasty because I'm fed up with waiting 10 days for a response. What was did I not tell the truth about this? Did I not tell the truth about the package being left in an unsecure building? I have a picture. I shared the freaking picture. What did I lie about? Did I lie about the fact that somebody else contacted them and the printer was supposed to be recalled and sent a new printer? No, I have that information too. In fact, I shared that with them as well. But according to them, it's my fault that the printer didn't work. That the lead screw didn't cut, that the bearing was the issue, that the warp in the bed was the issue. After I fixed it, that I must have been breaking it as I was trying to fix it, which when you make a printer that isn't supposed to be taken apart to be fixed or modded, that would be a problem. A lot of people who are buying these machines don't build printers. I do. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I am saying that if you're going to put a product out that is so finely tuned, supposedly designed, don't have your customer who doesn't know how to fix things fix it. I mean, yes, I'm comfortable with electronics, but not everybody is. The fact that it's my fault, well, maybe it is my fault. Maybe I shouldn't have given them that much money for a printer through Kickstarter. Maybe I should have waited until the cheaper ones came out. The cheaper ones that are built better. Yeah. I'm hearing more people tell me that their P1Ps and now their P1Ss work great and they don't have these issues with. X1Cs, the real expensive ones, are just junk at this point in time. Do not buy one. And I pray that you don't have these issues if you decide to. That's it. Thank you. I'm going to post this, and I really want you to share it. Like it, share it all over the place. Because Bambu cannot pull this off their Facebook. They can't pull this off of YouTube. Too bad. But I'm not the only one that knows about this. Thank you.